A comedian with no political experience has won the first round of Ukraine's presidential elections. Volodymyr Zelenskiy, who plays the president on television, came in comfortably ahead of current leader Petro Poroshenko. They'll both face a runoff vote in 3 weeks' time. Paul Ging has this report.
Volodymyr Zelenskiy is unencumbered by political experience, but was sanguine about the result and his future prospects.
Look, I will not fight against society. I will not call for people to set up tents and protest at Independence Square in order to protect myself. If Ukrainians are against me, I will not do it, because human life is the most important thing.
Coming in second, Poroshenko, the chocolate magnate and one of Ukraine's wealthiest people, who's been in power since the toppling of the former pro-Russian president Viktor Yanukovych, said Sunday's result had been a harsh lesson.
I don't feel any kind of euphoria. I critically and soberly understand the signal that society gave today to the acting authorities. This is a harsh lesson for me and for all our team. It's a serious outcome from the errors of recent years, but only those who do nothing make no mistakes.
Ex-Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko trailed in third place. Among voters, the outcomers provided few surprises.
Не, если честно, абсолютно никак не удивили результаты. В принципе, все мы знаем, какие были рейтинги.
We all knew the polls, and nothing different happened. Of course, I wanted to have a different picture, a different candidate in the runoff, but this is what we have.
Чтобы другой кандидат вышел во второй тур. Но что есть, то есть.
Official results will be issued within hours, but with no one winning over 50% of the vote, the runoff is being scheduled for April the 21st. Paul Ging, Euronews.
Well, for the latest, let's talk now to our reporter Natalia Lubchenkova, who joins us from Kiev. Natalia, Vladimir Zelensky, campaigned, on this promise that he didn't want to make any policies or make any promises that he would break. So, do we now know more about his agenda?
So he obviously shared his political plans, but the biggest mystery is actually his team, because, well, obviously we understand a lot will depend on that. Otherwise, in Ukraine, things are pretty straightforward. You don't need to invent much. You just need to fight corruption, and everyone expects this from the candidates. So basically, people and candidates promise this to people, and same that you also have to make life of entrepreneurs easier. So all the candidates promise that too, and so does Zelensky. Sometimes he promises things that are being already reformed or implemented, but probably what he is most famous for is that he said he's gonna sit at the table with Putin and he's gonna discuss things with them, and with him, and that was a bit surprising for many, especially for those people who oppose him, because they asked the question, what exactly you're going to discuss that was not discussed yet.
So Petro Poroshenko has made much of, his rival's inexperience. Do you think he really has what it takes to run Ukraine, given that the country, is at war with a superpower?
Yes, exactly. That's what actually the voters are trying to figure out after 5 years of him being in charge. There will be always a person who says, I have free visa access to Europe now, and there will be always a person who will say, I have an empty pocket, and there will be always a person who says, everything changes and I have freedoms, and will be a person who says, that's not enough, and the reforms are not implemented not fast enough. So that's what voters are now trying to figure out. And what helps Zelensky is that he actually never tried to do anything. So voters are not didn't have a chance to be disappointed yet, which is not the case often for Petro Poroshenko.
Natalia Lubchenkova with the latest there from Kiev. Thank you.